Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Genesis Baptist Church in Lenox, Alabama. It is December the 28th, 2025. We're about to run out of this year, brother. You want to get something done, better hustle, okay? All right. Tonight, we're covering another Bible character, a guy named Abel. You know, Cain and Abel. You can learn a lot from this fella, okay? We'll say that in just a minute. We're on a lot of different channels. They keep taking us off of YouTube. That's okay. We're on Facebook, Rumble, let's see, X, our own app, KentHovind.tv. Instagram, TikTok, by the way, you can feel free to post my stuff on your YouTube channel or any channel, okay? That George Janko show, people are cutting up little shorts out of that, putting them on all kinds of stuff, and we just want to stir up trouble, that's all, and die and go to heaven. So come join us. Let's see, ups and downs of life. That was Abednego. Today, Abel, tonight, okay? Let's see, next month, my birthday, yeah, coming up. And we're trying to get the Noah's Ark finished by April 16th, the 10th anniversary of getting this property. So please. Now, Joseph, if you and I go on January 26th, this guy killed the man who was abusing his 14-year-old daughter. And they arrested him and gave him a 7-year prison sentence for killing the guy. Well, they're going to have another trial January the 26th in Lone Oak, Arkansas. Let's see, there's Lone Oak, Arkansas. So unless an emergency comes up here at DAL, Joseph and I, and maybe some others, will be going up to Lone Oak to attend the trial and support Aaron Spencer. We'll be broadcasting live on all channels listed on drdino.com. Come join us. If you live anywhere near there, come on over. Okay, we are an old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church. We believe the Bible is true and evolution is stupid, real stupid, okay? We're the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world, teaching the kids they come from an animal and they're related to a rock. Okay, come join us for holidays. By the way, if you come, did your kids try to break any records today, brother? I forgot to tell you about that, didn't I? Well, we're closed Monday, but the record board in the dining hall, you can break all kinds of records and get a certificate, get a $7 gift certificate, you become world famous for holding the Dinosaur Adventureland record, like who can shoot the rubber band the furthest. I got the record for my age category, 92 feet, the rubber band. Okay. Okay. Help us to open for free. If you'd like our ministry, say, I like what you're doing. I'm going to support you, Brother Hovind. Mr. Nelson calls himself Aaron Ra, the sun god, claims to be an atheist. He knows better. Okay. He said, I need 666 people to give me $1 a day to my satanic club, or whatever we called it, 666 club. I said, that's a good idea, Aaron. I'm going to do 777. We're trying to get the gospel out, not hinder it like you do. Okay. So if you want to be a member, just there's no membership. I don't know who's in it, don't want to know, okay? We call Bobby, 855 Big Dino, or Joy, extension 1 or extension 2. Here we are, drdino.com, open for 9.7, I think it should be 8.5 years. Anyway, come, and because people support us. Okay, let me go to slide number 373, enter. Abel, mentioned in the Bible several times. Genesis chapter 4 is the first mention. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep. Here it is right here. Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain. And said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. Now, some people say that they're twins because of this. It doesn't say she conceived again. It doesn't matter to me. It's not worth fighting over. I think it's probably true. Might have been the younger twin brother. Who cares? She bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. What do we know so far? Well, Adam and Eve's second son, okay? He might have been a twin, we don't know, born outside the garden, because Adam and Eve sinned, and then they had children outside the garden. By the way, God said the curse on Eve was, he said, I'm going to multiply thy conception. I think, couldn't prove this at all, just my theory, before they sinned, they would only have their monthly cycle once every 20 years. And only, most women would appreciate that. And that's why they didn't have any children at first. Okay. So he inherited man's sin nature like everyone else since. I got one. How many of you got one when you got born? Got a sin nature? You don't have to teach your kids to lie, do you? They just do it. You don't have to teach them to steal. He was a keeper of sheep. Okay. In process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground, an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. It's interesting. It doesn't say God told them they're supposed to do this. I suspect, when they sinned, Adam and Eve made fig leaf aprons God made coats of skins, which means some animal had to die. And God told Adam and Eve, look, when you disobey, it's a death penalty. There has to be blood shed for a sin. And so they must have told that to their boys. And so here Cain said, I got to bring an offering to God. But he brought fruit and vegetables. Here's Cain. There's only two religions in the world, Cain and Abel. Cain said, hey, God, look what I did for you. I worked hard. I raised these vegetables. God wouldn't take it. This starts the beginning of the two religions in the world, the do and the done. You go to heaven because of something you do. Some people think they're going because they, gave money, they got baptized, they said the catechism, they said, Hail Mary, full of grapes or whatever. And they think they're going because of that. When God accepted Abel's offering and rejected Cain, Cain began to hate his brother. That's when it started. We have no idea how old they were, big enough to do this on their own. So what do we know so far? He voluntarily brought an offering, a sacrificial lamb. Adam must have told his boys that God requires a blood sacrifice for sins after the fig leaf apron versus coats of skins lesson, and he simply obeyed. That's all I can figure out. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was wroth, means angry, Old English, and his countenance fell. You can tell in his face, this guy's angry. And the Lord said to Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. It's a strange phrase, okay? And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So rather than admit he was wrong, Cain hated his brother who had done right. Sometimes all you got to do is do the right thing, and somebody will hate you for it. How many know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Here's somebody's commentary on this one. In Genesis 4:7, God addresses Cain after his offering is rejected and his countenance falls, asking, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? The verse presents a pivotal moment where God offers Cain a choice. If he does what is right, he'll be accepted. I think when he said, sin lieth at the door, I think it means there's a lamb over there, go get one. It's right there by the door, Cain. And his countenance will be lifted up. Or he does not do well. Sin is described as crouching at the door, lying in wait like a predatory animal. Some people think it's a lamb laying there. You can still do the job. Some people think there's a predatory animal going to get you. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. Pretend like nothing's happened. Some people can be mad at you and smile and pretend like you're their best friend. So they're getting ready to stab you in the back. You know what I'm talking about? You think, oh, we're great friends. Yeah. Don't turn around. Came to pass. I love that. One guy preached a sermon. He found all the places in the Bible where it says it came to pass. It never comes to stay. Whew. There's a sermon there, brother. You're a pastor. You can preach on that one. Okay. Came to pass. I love it. When they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and slew him. Why? Why would he kill Abel? Abel did the right thing. If you read the story in 1 John, near the end of the Bible, almost the last book of the Bible, there's the book of John is the gospel, and then there's 3 little bitty books, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John. So John wrote 4. Who cares? Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Why did he kill him? Because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. He killed his brother because he was evil and his brother was good. That's what it says. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. It's no marvel. Creepy blind man. Why do so many people hate Kent Hovind? Hate Hovind live stream, Atheist Junior. Why don't you call back, Atheist? Let's do another debate. I know, Joseph, Creepy, and AJ, and all the rest of them. That's why, isn't it? Come on now. Hey, but this one, hate Hovind live stream. This is an anti-Kent Hovind video. Whoa, AJ again. Why Darwinists hate Kent Hovind? Oh. Why so many people hate Dr. Kent Hovind? Okay, let's see. The most hated man on the internet. Luke, I don't know who that is, okay? My Kent Hovind hate video. 5 years ago, it's got 300 people saw it. He probably watched it 200 of those times, okay? These guys have to use a curse word. By the way, that F word you guys use all the time, that is a verb, not an adjective. Study some biology, okay? You hate Kent Hovind and Matt Powell. One of the many reasons I despise Kent Hovind. Here's creepy again. Hovind is an unforgivable turd. Huh. I hate him. I love it, brother. I thrive on it. I think you guys, thank you so much, okay? Kent Hovind, Earth creationists hate. Really. Got 190 videos, this guy does. My thoughts on Kent Hovind. And again, got to curse and swear. Well, in Luke chapter 6, woe unto you when all men speak well of you. I don't have that problem, do I? Amen. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice. Be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. This is standard Christianity 101. If you try to do right, somebody's going to hate you. It started with Abel. He just did the right thing, and he got hated for it. So I want to thank all of you atheists who hate me and lie about me. You're giving. What do you do with those stars, Joseph? You do something with them. Trade them in, sell them. I don't know. I get great reward. The wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. This is a strange verse. They're so angry they bite him. I mean, I can see a 2-year-old doing that. But by the time they get to be an adult, you think they would outgrow that, biting somebody. The Lord shall laugh at him. He seeth his day is coming. God's laughing. He sees your day's coming. Right now, you can mock me and all this kind of stuff, and they'll take my videos, like tonight, they'll search for anything to cut out a little snippet here or there, cut and paste words together. The wicked have drawn out the sword. They have bent the bow and cast down the poor and needy to slay such as be of upright conversation. They find somebody who tries to be godly, and they want to go kill him. Acts chapter 7. Stephen, preaching to the hypocrites, which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? They have slain them and showed before the coming of the just one, of whom ye have now been the betrayers and murderers. He's saying, you guys killed Jesus, the just one, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. God made sure you guys had the copy of his word and you didn't keep it. When they heard these words, they were cut to the heart and they gnashed on him with their teeth. They bit him, then stoned him. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it. Pass away. For they sleep not, except they've done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. There's a guy right now, somebody told me, working on a documentary about Kent Hovind, trying to find something else on me. He's going around calling people. What can we, got any dirt on him? Dirt on me all the time. I work hard for a living, okay? They eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Isaiah, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. They just love to make people suffer, do nasty videos about them, slander them. Jesus said, if the world hates you, you know it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own, but because you're not of the world, but I've chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Therefore, why do they hate us? Because he's chosen you. I've been chosen to go to heaven. I don't deserve it. Man, if I got what I deserve, I'd be in trouble. I'm forgiven. Yeah. The Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? He said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? That's where that phrase comes from. He's lying. God said, hey, Cain, where's your brother? Cain knew he had just killed him. And God said here, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Matthew 23, upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zechariah, son of Bacharias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Jesus, in the red lettering here, talking to the Pharisees, look, all this blood from Abel all the way up is going to come upon you. You're going to kill the Son of Man, the Jesus Christ. Okay? By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. I don't think Abel understood. I still don't completely understand. I guess it's a perfect, holy God that demands a death sentence for any sin. If he let us into heaven like we are, we'd ruin that place like we've ruined this one, okay? By which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he, being dead, yet speaketh. Abel still got a message for us. And to Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant. What's a mediator? Try to bring two opposing parties together. Here, come on, make friends, okay? And to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. Here we have what happened, the whole history of the world. 6,000 years ago, God made the world, and shortly thereafter, Abel was murdered by his own brother. With his murder of righteous Abel, 6,000 years of history of evil people hating good people started. So for the last 6,000 years, it's been going on. God stepped in with a flood to slow it down a little bit 4,400 years ago. But God keeps careful records. Every deed will be judged. Every righteousness will be rewarded. You just stay faithful. Let God sort it out. Okay? Just do right. There's going to be a great white throne judgment one day. Better have a good lawyer. Going to go to judgment. My little children, these things write unto you that ye sin not. If any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. An advocate. And he is, let's see, what's an advocate? One that argues for a cause, a supporter, or a defender. One that pleads in another's behalf, a lawyer. The lawyer knows how to talk to the judge. He knows he'll defend you. So they're going to call me up there before God. God's going to, my lawyer, Jesus Christ, going to say, hey, I paid for that. Let him in. Oh, sir. Okay. If any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. He is the propitiation for our sins. What does that mean? Propitiation is a sacrifice that actually satisfies. If you go set your neighbor's car on fire and say, hey, I'm sorry, here's $20, that's not going to satisfy. What satisfies a holy, righteous God? The death sentence. That's why Jesus died on the cross. And his death is put onto my account. I got his righteousness on me on account of I don't have any. A blood sacrifice. Jesus is your propitiation. You're all set. He's never lost a case. God's satisfied. Propitiation, a sacrifice that satisfies. Perfect, holy God. We're going to stand before God one day. Jesus is going to say, Kent Hovind's record is clean. Dad, it's been washed by my blood. He's going to say, come on in, son. See, without Jesus' blood, he's going to say, depart from me, you that work iniquity. I don't want that for anybody. God's not willing that any should perish. I'm not either. I'd like to see everybody get saved. You're going to be dead for a really long time. Long time. Abe Lincoln died, long time. George Washington died, 1799. He's still dead. 226 years, and he's just getting started. How much longer does he have to go? All you get is this little dash between two dates. You saw this tombstone, Wayne Strickland, atheist. Born 1927. I'm a busy man. I don't have time for this. Bible says you're a fool if you're an atheist. I like Ray Comfort's book. God doesn't believe in atheists. Go get him, Ray, okay? Well, I saw the tombstone again. There it is. I guess he found time. Don't have for this. Well, let's see, it's been 20 years now, Mr. Strickland. How's it going for you? If you're a Christian, I got one final question for you. What on earth are you doing, for heaven's sake? Some of you are more worried about a bunch of men fighting over a pigskin than you are about your neighbor going to hell. Find something to do for the Lord. If I can help, that's what our ministry's for. We produce a lot of materials. You can get my videos, copy them all you want, give them out. You want to go onto my channels and cut some shorts and post them on your channels. Please do. We're trying to win a war, not build a castle. Okay, Joseph. Somebody asked me the other night about chemtrails. I got slides ready for that and a video, but we got visitors here. We'll do that another night, okay? What was the other question I got asked about? I don't know. I said I'd answer. I have a few. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got there, brother? John 3:16 is the gospel. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not. Only condition. You have to believe. Baptism is not part of salvation. Being good is not part of salvation. Just believing. Okay? Let's see, Caleb. I'll be finally making my way down to Dinosaur Adventureland tomorrow. Well, come on down, Caleb. We got work to do here. Lots of it. Chris, how old were Adam and Eve when they got kicked out of the garden? Does it say how long they're in the garden? I did quite a study on that. Let me see if I can find it here. Uh, how long were they in the garden? I think it's this one. I got 50 or 60,000 slides. You can get them all on thumb drive for $100 if you want that. Let's see. Alt DV. Is this it? How long were they in the garden? No. It's in here. Is it in this one? I just saw it today sometime. Anyway, I'll just summarize here. The Bible says, let me get my chart here. The Bible says Adam was 130 when Seth was born. That's the first date we've got. Before that, they had Cain and Abel. No dates are given. Before that, they were kicked out of the garden. I think they were in the garden for 100 years. Had perfect fellowship with God. Everything's going along great. They loved it. Wonderful time. And then Satan got jealous of their, I remember what it was. Somebody told about the gap theory. I was going to cover that, but we'll get that. So, so I believe they were in the garden for 100 years. We know Lucifer was in Eden until he sinned. And I cover all that. I got all the verses for that. I'll try to get the slides ready for that for tomorrow night. So the gap theory is absolute heresy. This guy said, he's a Christian, loves the Lord, goes around teaching. I forget his name now. Claims to be a Hebrew scholar. And he said, there's another creation before Adam and Eve. That is just pure heresy. The Bible says God made everything in 6 days, everything. And that puts death before sin. And see, they say Lucifer fell from heaven between verse 1 and verse 2. That is baloney. All the angels rejoiced when they saw the foundations of the earth laid. That was on day 3. We'll cover all that tomorrow night. I'll get the slides all ready for that. But thank you. I think 100 years in the garden. D1 from TikTok. Who's D2? Okay. Why can't JC never be mentioned once by name in the Old Testament? I don't know. Maybe that's a name he took on when he, came in the New Testament. I don't worry about stuff like that. Don't know. Okay, Randy, is pride a sin like spitting on the cross? Spitting on the cross would, I guess, be showing your disdain, like somebody come up and slapping you or spitting you in your face. But yeah, pride is definitely a sin. Proud heart. These 6 things that the Proverbs chapter 6. These 6 things that the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination. And one of them is a proud look. God hates pride. Let's see, mainstreamer. You're not perfect, but I see a man always striving for the truth and to follow God. Believe me, I know I'm not perfect. You don't have to tell me that. But my heart's right. I want to do right. Okay, I'm trying. Let's see, Alan. My question is, why did PCC mess with you so much? I live right behind the academy down there in Pensacola, and a couple blocks away from the college. And don't know. Ask them. Dr. Oven, is the Earth rotating like many scientists say? Absolutely. The Earth is spinning around, and it goes around the sun. It's not heliocentric. Yes, that's all. It's not worth fighting. The moon goes around the Earth, and the Earth is a round ball, almost round, slightly bulging at the equator, like I am just a little bit now because of Christmas dinner. But okay. Rodney, I need to step it up. You are getting all the hate. Well, get going, Rodney. Tell you what, you want to get some hate? Go to your local public school, get one of their science books, see what they're teaching, watch my video number 4, Lies in the Textbooks, and then start going to school board meetings or start putting articles in the paper or start doing something to get the lies out of the books. Don't mention creation, don't mention God, don't mention evolution. You get lies out of the textbooks, and they will hate you because there's nothing left to support their theory. Is there, you atheists? You got some evidence? Call for a debate. Joseph, I'm stuck on 390. Where are they? Hey, I know where they are. Okay.
Do you think the third temple will be built soon?
Let's see. I think so. I suspect, I can't prove this, but they've already made the treaty, I think. And they're going to start, they're ready to put that thing together fast, too. Prefabbed a lot of stuff. So,
it just bounced on me. Do you think Melchizedek was Jesus?
I think Melchizedek was Jesus. I think Jesus came several times before he came in Bethlehem. It's called a Christophany Christophany, I think is the word, a pre-appearance of Christ. Yep. Ken Hovind, can you explain 1 Thessalonians 5, 1 and 2? Wish you guys would quote the whole verse. Now I got to get my Bible, which is completely falling apart. Find 1 Thessalonians. It's called a loose leaf edition here. And I had this thing rebound twice. I wore it out twice when I was a teenager. Okay. I'm coming here. First, what was the verse again? 1 Thessalonians 5?
5, 1 and 2.
But the times and the seasons, brethren, you have need that I write unto you. You have no need that I write, for yourselves know perfectly the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Okay, I covered this in my book I wrote on the topic of what on earth is about to happen, and my video series, What on Earth is About to Happen, 21 or 22 hours long, and my chart. People confuse something that and you better get a King James if you're going to study any topic, but especially this one. The day of Christ is mentioned, let's see, about 7 times. I got them all right here in the chart. Big chart's behind me, same thing. The day of the Lord is not the same. The day of Christ is the rapture. The day of the Lord is 1,000 years long. And the day of the Lord has 2 parts to it, a time of wrath and a time of great blessing. I cover all that, take 4 hours to cover that. Get my video series and watch it, copy it, send it back, get your money back. Okay? And there's my book I wrote on the topic. You know, if I had not gone to prison, I never would have written that book. I never would have done that study. Much as I don't want to go again, God used it for good. Okay? I think that liberals evolved from monkeys. Yeah, that's a disgrace to the monkey.
It's a hard-hitting question.
Okay. Kent's counting the last debate that went 20 minutes? No. Which one? No, when we shut the guy off?
Yeah, Solomon was losing.
Oh, Solomon?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. How long does it have to last for you to be happy about it? Should we put some kind of like 21 minute or how long? I've had some go 5 hours. Let's count some of those hours on this one. Yeah, I counted that one, okay?
Let's keep going all night.
But if it bothers you, you can tell everybody 389. Okay, if it bothers you. All right, that's enough. Tomorrow night. See you then. Bye.